is what you got for me.
The Durag Diaries. Yo, what's good, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the North Divide show. Hey, yo, it's been so damn long since we've done one of these. Hooks is going to be with us in a moment, people, literally in the next couple minutes. So make sure you wait. We're going to warm ourselves into it. But there has been plenty and plenty of big news dropped over the weekend. Even regarding this Morgan Gibbs-White stuff, what is going on? What are the legalities? We're going to get into all of that. I've been doing my research. I've been seeing the things that can happen, what can't happen. The actual clauses in this deal, how's it going to play out? So we're going to get into all of that. Big up to Saeed for the raid. Make sure if you're in the building, you're smashing the like button. It don't take a second. It doesn't cost you nothing. Nothing. It don't cost you a thing. So please smash the like button. It'll be much appreciated. And we are real. When I mean it, real close. You man ain't getting it. We are real close to 1.2 for 3K. 125 away. Real close. So your support is needed, man. Your support is needed, people. We're real close to 125 away from 3K. 125 away. So can the people inside subscribe? Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. Subscribe to your boy because, hey, we're on the move up. We're on the move up right now. And we're trying to hit the next goal. I'll go on holiday in 2 days, so I'm trying to hit the goal before we go away. But even if so, we're going to do a celebration stream out there if we hit it. You know what I mean? Casamigo setting. So make sure you share up the stream to that done. But look like the man himself is here. Mr. Hollywood Hooks is in the building. Yo, what you saying, my bro?
You're funny, man. What you saying? What you saying?
I mean, Hollywood Hooks now. I don't know if people are getting like he's really out in America and he's Hollywood. Like, look, he ain't got the shades on today though. Man left the shades at home for once. Where's the shades at, bro?
Nah, do you know what? I'm tired, bro. Like, I didn't wake up too long ago. Had to record a quick video. Cause obviously my club's on bits, blood. You get me? When I sign in, guys. So hey. Do you know what? Yeah, I think the whole Arsenal fan base needs to thank me, innit? Cause the day.
No, wait. I think you should shout out someone else first. Before you shout out yourself, shout out someone who gave you the real drop. Shout. He still has not made his appearance in my comments. I'm waiting for the drop, but shout him out. Shout him out.
Who?
Gonna give you Flash Boy.
What? Flash Boy.
Can we get a little shout to Flash Boy?
Flash Boy, blood. Them man doubted my Swedish ITK, blood. Doubted, but he came true, blood. He came true. You don't know. But man need to thank me because I don't think it's any coincidence that the day, that I went to go shoot the Glocks, you get me, had the big AR, shooting, we go sign Gyokeres. I don't think it,
Is there footage of that though?
The stars aligned. You not seen the photo? I don't even see the photo.
Footage. I want to see footage.
Oh yeah. I got the footage.
The machine in it, like your team. I don't know if you're ready for the machine, but
yeah, you get me. You get me. We'll shoot them up. Yeah, man are not ready. Yeah, cool. Yeah, and then I wake up today, Mosquera, bro. Here we go. But you know what? Brothers been crying for time. Oh, Man City signing better players. Oh, Liverpool signing better players. Oh, what's Arsenal doing? Oh, Kepa. Oh, we don't need Kepa. I told, man. As long as we got the signings before pre-season, it don't matter when we signed them. And no, Troops has been ducking and diving, man. Yeah, ducking and diving because he told me on my stream that we wasn't signing Gyökeres. I told him it could still happen, but since then, do you get me? He hasn't been responding. Yeah, so at some point, I might have to give him the quick phone call and be like, "Yo, bro, what's going on?" you can't call me a gallon babs, and then when I'm right, yeah, you know what I mean. So don't worry, we'll talk. But yeah, no, I'm good, man. I'm good. We you telling me that MGW? What's really
Big up to
going on
Mr.
there?
Udang. He just gave the drop. I was going to release this, but Morgan Gibbs-White has made it very clear to Evangelos Marinakis that he wants to join Tottenham. So at the moment, the move is delayed. Spurs' move is delayed. Everything going on in our side of North London. It's currently held up. We're just at a pit stop, petrol station settings. We're having a little fill up, but we're gonna be back on the road real soon. Just a slight delay at the moment. But I want to stay on the Arsenal side of things. Because obviously, like you said there, big up to Hooks. He has been saying the Gyokeres stuff for a long time. Ever since I started doing YouTube with Hooks, I'll give it to him. Gyökeres has been his number one target, not just in the striker, but in general. It's been his number one transfer target. So I'm sure he's it's been like a year in the waiting to get this deal done. So my man's gassed, rightfully so. Yeah. I don't know if it's Gyokeres or Gyokeres, in it, because we'll see what's going on over there. But what do you actually think this deal means for Arsenal? Because obviously we've been seeing Man City spend some big money, seeing Liverpool go and get Florian Wirtz, massive signing. What does Gyökeres do for you guys going into this new season? How confident are you with this?
He's a game changer, bro. He's changed the whole landscape, bro. You get me? I've come, second 3 times in a row without the coldest finisher in world football currently. Yeah, I now got him, bro. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. You man, all you man out there, you better be very concerned, when Arsenal pull up to your grounds now, because this brother, you give him an inch, he'll take a mile, bedrin. You see them man there. 9 times out of 10, they're in front of the goal. The ball's going in the back of the net. That's what Arsenal have need. The Madueke deal, it won't be forgiven until Eze comes in. Cause do you know what? For me, I'll be real. Like I said, look, if we go and sign Gyökeres, if we go and sign Eze, if we go and sign Rodrigo, like it's like the Madueke thing never happened, didn't it? And my thing about the Madueke deal, is cool. I was old, but I didn't want him. Truth be told, I still don't want him. Like, I'll be real. Like, my opinion on Madueke is it's not gonna change overnight, innit? Like, obviously, I'll support him because he's an Arsenal player now, and I support anyone that wears the badge, steps on the carpet, and fights for the team. And who knows? He could come in and he could be a lot better than what I anticipate him to be. But my thing about Madueke is, as long as that deal there doesn't affect other deals, then it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? And it's already proven that it's not affecting other deals because I've just grabbed my number one player. And like, truth be told, I don't care what happens now. Do you know them? They're like, there's no one else that like it's really. I don't really care who we get now. Do you know what I mean? As long as we get a left winger, that is well, it's not even left winger now. It's more like go and get me Eze and or Rodrigo. Eze and Rodrigo. I'm being greedy. I think Eze is a bit more realistic, isn't it?
Man said Eze and Rodrigo on top of all the players he signed, bro. Now you know you've gone in. I know you've gone America. Calorie sizes are different out there. The large isn't a large. It's not the same as large. Man's look. You see the bottle he's got. He's really gone greedy. Man's drinking out of a 5-liter bottle. It's not none of these things no more. Like so, like you see it. Man, are really trying to double size. But let's be realistic. Let's be realistic for a second. Do you actually think Arsenal are going to spend £350 million in one window? Do you actually think that's a possibility? And on a really
without sales, no.
Okay,
but if we can sell, I see that we're trying to sell Nelson. I see that we might even be trying to use him in some sort of make weight for the Eze deal. I know that. So this is the thing. There's a bunch of players that are like, it's cool for them to leave Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? Like Zinchenko, it's cool for man to leave. Kirill, it's cool for man to leave. But like whether they leave or not, Fabio Vieira can probably leave. But it's like will they leave?
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? I don't know if they will leave in it. So if we can't get some exits, which we probably will, but if we can't get them, I'd be very surprised if Arsenal go and splash like on Rodrigo, especially like I'm pretty sure I saw somewhere that like Real Madrid are like not going to entertain like any offers below 100 million euros for Rodrigo.
Rightly so. I think rightly when you look at this current market and you see Alanga's going 55 mil, Madueke for going 55 mil, you're like, Rodrigo, yeah, you can easily get a good 90 odd for him. Like easily command a good 85 to 90 for him in this current. So I don't think Real Madrid are too silly to want to ask that price. But taking it back to Gyokeres, because I think, look, I'll put my hands up and say I'm not going to be the Spurs fan trying to hate. I'm not going to be any fan trying to hate on this deal. Gyokeres is quite literally one of the best strikers in Europe. Over the last couple of years, whether I think it's 2 years, he's one of the top goal-scoring strikers. We've all sat here and said Arsenal need a striker for however long, whether that's been Havertz not been good enough, Jesus not been good enough. We said it for a few years that they've needed someone to come in to that front line and really have a strong impact. And I'm not going to lie, Arsenal might actually be scary. And I ain't even doing the Joker man thing. Like, Arsenal might actually be scary. You guys have a very, very strong front line now. You're looking at a Saka, potentially, let's just look at the current front line. Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard, and Gyokeres. That's already a massive improvement. Odegaard, and I know Odegaard played bad for 6 months, but Odegaard at his best with a Gyokeres in front of him is a completely different attack. Like, Odegaard can find a pass. If Gyokeres is making the right runs and in the right areas, then Odegaard's going to find him time and time and time again. So do
you know what's mad?
Really working out, like, and I'm not gonna lie. No, you guys have really improved.
Do you know what's mad? Do you know what's actually mad? Yeah, deep it. Yeah, I haven't mentioned it on this stream. Yeah, and I haven't actually mentioned it for time. You didn't just mention it now when you were speaking about Arsenal. Yeah, brother, it's like everybody's forgotten that we grabbed Zubimendi. Like if you think about it, yeah. Zubimendi was like the most anticipated signing for Arsenal, yeah, since like
just Arsenal in the Premier League. We remember a year ago when it was Man City and Liverpool being linked to him. It was like this would be a game changer for either of these teams.
Yeah, exactly.
And, and now he's just like, he's just one of a few players that people are trying to throw in.
Yeah, he's just Arsenal now. Like. Yeah, he's just it's like I don't know what it is. It's like the hype's kind of died around Martin Zubimendi, but Martin Zubimendi, what he's going to allow Odegaard to play further up the field.
Yeah. Because
we now actually have someone, yeah, who is very adept at linking play between the defense and the offense. So Odegaard won't have to drop back as much. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, Partey, he had the eye for the pass, but even I thought towards the latter part of last season, he wasn't finding those line-breaking passes or those quick passes into Odegaard higher up the field as much as he was throughout like prior years of his Arsenal tenure. So that's part of his game that was falling away. That's going to pick right back up. Do you know what I mean? So look, yeah, last season, I think we can all agree Odegaard played nowhere near the level that like not only we would expect as Arsenal fans, but you would just expect as a football fan, innit?
Yeah.
But if you're telling me if Odegaard can get back to even how he was playing the season before, and we've now got the gun man up top, yo, he's getting bare goals, bro. Odegaard's getting bare assists, you know. Because you got to deep it, yeah. Realistically, yeah. How often does Odegaard pick up the ball centrally and can look directly forward and someone's making a run for him? like directly forward in that centre forward. He doesn't really have it. Everyone likes to drop deep. Yeah, everyone likes to. Everyone that has played in the 9 since Erdegaard's been there, they like to drop into the.
They like the ball to the feet. They don't like playing the ball in behind. It's very rare that Arsenal are doing what Chelsea done yesterday and just doing those long balls into those open channels and having players run into it. We saw how that killed PSG. I think Gyokeres, literally, that is his game. If anyone that knows Gyokeres, give him literally the ball into an open area, play it down into those open channels, and you're going to see him just explode, run at his man, and look to take him on to shoot at the goalkeeper. So with Gyokeres, that's literally it. With Odegaard playing into those open channels. So I think he might be able to unlock Odegaard again, because Odegaard was just struggling at the back end of last season, trying to link up with players, especially when there's no Saka there. It was like he was just missing that link. He's literally, nobody's there to bounce it off. Nobody's there to move off. So could potentially see the improvement of Odegaard. But chat to me about some of these other signings, because obviously you've now had Madueke has been confirmed today as an Arsenal player fully. Mosquera's got the here we go, so he's going to be an Arsenal player this week. And then Ethan Waneri has signed a new deal, which is pretty much like a new signing, because we heard that he may be on his way out. So that could be another player you count as a new signing in that sense. So treble deal or quadruple deal has been wrapped up in the last 2 days. How are you feeling about some of these other deals and how they're going to come into your team?
So obviously the Mosquera deal, like I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that like man's ever watched Mosquera kick ball in it. Like maybe I would have. Maybe I've seen a Valencia game and he's been on the pitch, but I defo wasn't paying attention to no Valencia centre back in it. So I can't actually comment on how good of a signing it is. Big up Donna, but the thing I will say is that I heard he was highly rated. That's all I know in it. I heard he was highly rated in it. He's not gonna be highly rated anymore because Arsenal are signing him. But prior to Arsenal signing him, I heard he was a highly rated centre back. I think he's at 21, and he's now the Saliba backup. There's now someone there who Arsenal believe can rotate with Saliba, so Saliba doesn't have to play every minute of every game for the entire season and walk into a burnout. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think that's very important. Personally, in my opinion, I think that's very important. Like something that Arsenal fans and a lot of rival fans have been slewing Arsenal for a very long time is squad depth and bench, not having options on the bench to actually come on and change a game or make a difference or allow players to be rested or allow players to be rotated. And you get me? That's something that we're working on with Mosquera. So what Mosquera also does as well is I think like that now solidifies that Timber and Ben White they're going to be just the right back options now. I doubt you're going to see either of them play anywhere because both of them have filled in at centre back when Saliba hasn't been there. Yeah, I mean, there's not too much else I can really say on the Mosquera deal other than Mosquera is someone that Berta wanted when he was at Atletico Madrid. So at least I know it's a player that Berta's had his eye on for a while, innit? So depending on how Mosquera plays when he comes to Arsenal, I guess it will allow me to know how good this guy's talent ID is, innit? If that makes sense. And then the Madueke deal, like, I mean, it is what it is. Like, I personally see him as a rotation option for Saka mainly on the right. I can see him playing some games on the left, but then that all depends on like knowing what his game time will be like in other areas that are not right wing. I will only know that when I see the remainder of our business in the transfer window. Like if we go and sign Eze and Rodrigo, for example, then I immediately know that he's not playing
Daniel Levy
on the left. Like immediately I know he's not playing on the left. But if we go and sign Eze, but we don't sign Rodrigo, and let's say we sell Trossard, then I'll be like, okay, it's going to be one of three playing on the left, Madueke, Eze, or Martinelli in it. So it all really depends. But like, look, I didn't want him. I'll be consistent with that. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna change my mind on that just because he signed. I didn't want him, but he's here now. I'll support him and obviously wish him the best. I hope he proves me wrong. Like out of all of the signings that we make this summer, I just hope that you prove me wrong. I just hope that you don't become like.
Are you on the BLM thing for Madueke? Is that what you're doing? Black Lives Matter for him? Is that?
But you know what though? You know what? Yeah. There's something that might spark a change. Yeah. In Madueke. Yeah. So when he was at Chelsea, yeah, the environment is different, innit? It's all Mandem FC over there. Everybody's a young G over there. Do you know what I'm saying? Bare Mandem FC. But he's going to get converted into one of the Bible boys. You get me? He's going to be joining the church crew. You get me? Because we got Saka, Bible boy. Yeah. Eze, Bible boy. Yeah. Them man, all loved up, married up, all of that. And Timber, Bible boy. So he might be leaving Mandem FC to join Bible boy. Yeah. Within about 6 months, you might see Madueke, yeah, engaged. Oh my God. All of that. And
I said.
You know what I'm saying? So we might see it might be different, bro. Yeah.
So I've seen numerous of ways of looking at this. Now, first I saw it was make Arsenal black again. That was the first one I saw. Man, I'm trying to let's make Arsenal black again. Let's get Eze, Madueke, and Saka playing together. And we've got a full back line, a full front line of black players. That's what the first one is. Now Hooks is doing, yeah, man. We need these guys together so they can run up BS Bible study times. Yeah, Bible study, want to do a Bible study on Sundays after games instead of reviewing fixtures and getting out like Mandem FC might be taking a trip to Mayfair or Edgware Road to go shisha pipes and everything.
Yeah.
The man are now going to be doing Bible study, bro. What's
that? Yeah. Come on.
No, in all seriousness though, yeah. Go on. Before I go, go on.
No, I was just gonna say the one positive, yeah, and I can't lie. You might be trying to get the away ticket to the Arsenal Tottenham game, yeah, is because Arsenal already had Lato turning up to games, but now we're gonna be having a Ruby Rose and a Saweetie pulling up, bro. It's about to get real levels up in the concourse.
No, do you know what's right? Because I was already saying last year. I said last season I might have to take a trip to Arsenal Stadium just to do a scout watch.
Yeah.
Now, man, really have to go scouting. One of them was like, man's getting the mic. We're gonna have to bring the magnifying glass and them things. Just sat there in the seats like this, just magnifying up the place. Like, yo. Where's Lato and Ruby Rose? Double R in the stands. It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Hey. But in all seriousness, yeah, I do think that the discourse surrounding Madueke has definitely been over the top.
Yeah,
man, are really acting like he's a certified scrub. Like the player I would compare him with, he's like Pepe was when Arsenal signed Pepe. That's who he's very similar to Pepe, as in he beats his man very good. He can get past him. But when it comes to that final third decision making, that's where he's missing. I feel like working with Saka, because Saka's probably got one of the best football IQs when on that right wing in the Premier League. Yeah. Working with Saka, he can look to actually improve the decision making, the clinicalness, because he tends to get past his man. Then when he gets past his man, he's doing the thing that Pepe used to do. He wants to beat a nav man, so he'll cut it back across the left, then cut it back across the right, just so he could beat his man a couple times. And by the time you've done that, the guy that was standing in the middle of the box who was free is no longer free. They've now got 3 defenders standing in front of the goal, and they're defending better now. So it's usually a time or a way of decision making for Madueke. But I think with Arteta, with some of the players he's going to be surrounded by, he can improve. And we talk about on that left hand side now. I've gone out there and I made it very clear to Arsenal fans because they keep saying he can play both sides. He cannot. He's not known for playing left hand side. He's got 11 appearances, including academy games, in his full career, starting on the left-hand side. So he's not a left-hand-sided player. But I do think he could potentially be transformed into a left-sided player because he's left-footed. So it's not like it's going to be a mad difference. Like playing on the left-hand side is going to be too hard. The only thing is on the right-hand side, he has the danger to cut in on his left foot and shoot. And that's where he gets some goals because he's cutting in.
He can use his right foot, though.
He's not good with his right foot. That's
he can use his right foot. He
can cross with the right foot. He can't shoot with his right
foot.
No,
he can. I've seen him shoot with the right foot. I've seen him. Do you know what?
You're going to see him cutting in off the left-hand side and doing the Callum Hudson.
No, but what I'm saying is, do you know what it's like? It's like, do you remember, like, Saka like a few seasons ago, where like he started focusing on like trying to improve his right foot. Like literally, that's like Madueke's got that same mind frame. Like I've seen him like openly acknowledge that for him to be like one of the better players in football, he has to be able to use both feet. So I at least know he's working on improving his right foot. So I say that he'll be able to cut in onto his right foot just because I know that he's working on it, if that makes sense. I'm not saying he's going to be a bad boy with it. I'm not saying every time he cuts in from the left, like he'll be able to score with his right foot. But it's not simple. It's not as simple as if you throw him on the left-hand side, then he's always going on the outside. You know what I'm saying? Like there is still every potentiality for him to cut in on the inside and do something. So I don't know, man. He's also someone that he tracks back. That's probably why Arteta wanted him. Tracks back. He acknowledges he has to do his defensive duties as well as a winger. So do you get me? That's probably Arteta probably saw that and went, yeah, man, he fits right in. So yeah, man. Like it is what it is. Like at this point, like no one from Arsenal, like I'm speaking fans now, like no one can tell me like for 100 million%, like he's gonna be a flop. You know what I mean? Like no one can say that for 100 million%.
Well, funny, a few years ago you had Joe Willock coming off the bench and playing significant minutes. Reece Nelson come off the bench playing significant minutes.
Yeah.
If that is now as opposed to those two, you're getting Madueke, you've improved. That's an improvement in your team. It's an improvement in the way you set up. And also, we always talk about profiles, and maybe profiles do get overrated, but he is a profile that you guys generally don't have. You don't have a guy that can actually consistently beat their man down the wing. Saka's good at it, but that's not his forte. He can beat his man and then score. That's his thing, but he's not just going to consistently beat his man. So Madueke coming off the bench against tired legs, I can see Madueke picking up goals. I can see Madueke getting assists. Like, as much as I clown this, I don't think it's a terrible signing. I think it's just the fee. The fee.
Well, the fee's not even that mad.
50 million is a lot of money, but then again, like you say, in this current market, is it that much? When you compare it to Kudus, yeah, it seems like a lot. When you compare it to Alanga, it's like, it's not really that much. So
well, I mean, both Alanga and Madueke had better seasons than Kudus last season. So,
but you were the guy that was talking about Kudus being better than Saka.
I prefer Kudus.
Wait, Hooks. You forget. You thought. I forgot.
No, I prefer Kudus.
No, you forgot. I forgot.
No, I prefer Kudus. But when you're making comparisons,
you said Kudus was a better player than Saka.
Yeah. I still believe he's a better natural footballer than Saka. But when you're talking about the point of cost,
the values,
the value. You're talking about the value. So when you talk about value, it's a bigger L to buy a player that had a poor season for more money than what I signed a player who had a better season, and Alanga had a better season than Kudus as well. So yeah, in my opinion, you got the better player. Whether he unlocks all of that at Tottenham is yet to be seen. I think he probably will, but whether he does or not is a completely different thing. You can't sue me for spending less money, even though the price is a bit high, but the market, whenever you sign from a Premier League team, Prem to Prem, there's always a little bit of extra tax on it anyway. Can't sue me for paying less for a player that had a better season.
We didn't play less. We pretty much paid the same fee.
No, you paid
the same. We paid 55 all in. That's including add-ons. You do know that, right?
How much was your add-ons?
It's undisclosed, the actual add-ons, but I know it's
we paid 52. We paid 52 million though. We didn't pay 55.
Oh, you would pay 55 all in though. So how much?
We paid 52. We paid 52. We paid 52 all in.
Yeah, and Kudus is literally about double the player Madueke is. So when I'm looking,
but when you say that,
you're gonna go output, okay? But then
I'm not gonna go output.
Who had more output than most wingers in the league.
No, because I didn't.
If you want to do this argument, I'll carry this argument on all season.
I didn't mention output because I originally said that Madueke and Alanga had a better season than Kudus last season, which is the facts.
And Brennan Johnson had a better one than most wingers in the league.
Yeah, I agree. Brennan Johnson won you a trophy.
Facts.
I don't even know why you're trying to upgrade on him. He's your best player.
Because we're an ambitious club. We like to upgrade.
Oh, you're ambitious. Oh, okay.
Ambition.
Do
Ambition. That's what
you
it's all
think? Do you
about.
think Kudus starts ahead of Brendan Johnson?
Let's save that for like 10 minutes. We'll get
Alright,
around to that because I just got one more question on the Arsenal stuff. One more question. Back to Waneri. That's all I want to go to. Ethan Waneri. Where are you at with the Ethan Waneri stuff? Because obviously, I think it's a massive coup that Arsenal managed to get him to sign a new contract because he's a top player. And I think, to be fair, he could probably be contributing next season quite heavily. But now I'm looking at it and I'm like, Arsenal potentially signing Eze. That looks like a deal you guys are pushing hard for. He wasn't a part of the For those of you who don't know, he wasn't a part of the Crystal Palace kit launch, pictures, all of that stuff. He wasn't there. Or if he was there, he wasn't part of the main picture group of Wharton, Mateta, and the main guys that are there now. He was left out of that. So quite clearly, it looks like they're moving on from him. So with Eze coming in, Waneri's probably going to be the third option in Cam. He's also going to be the third option on right wing behind Saka and Madueke. Do you think he stays, or do you think he'll potentially go out on loan? And if he does stay, how's he going to be used in the Arsenal team? With the
I mean, unless Madueke is viewed as by Arsenal as a left winger, because then Waneri would be second in line for the right wing, and then third in line for the Cam.
Yeah.
You get it? That's the only thing that I can think of. But the thing is, yeah, like with Waneri, yeah, I think people need to realize, but he's only 18 and only just turned 18. And I know everyone likes to say, oh, but you know, Yamal, he's doing it at 17, but that's an anomaly. Do you get it? There's not many. There's not really any other like 17, 18-year-olds that are like fully certified in their teams at this level, like for the level of Arsenal. Do you get it? There's not really many. Like I know people will say Miles Lewis-Skelly, but again, that's a defensive position, isn't it? He's not a defender. Like left back is not his position. So he had a breakthrough season in a position that is not his natural position. Yeah. And on top of that, the only reason that he played as many games as he did is because Calafiori was injured in and out throughout the whole season. Like people forget Arsenal signed Calafiori to be the left back.
Yeah.
So if Calafiori doesn't have the injury-ridden season that he had last season, do you know what I mean? Like, does Miles Lewis-Skelly have his breakout season? I don't think that he does. I don't think he gets nowhere near as many minutes as what he did. So just give it time, man. Like, obviously, he's good. He's obviously part of
in the thoughts of his best development. Because let's be honest, I believe you think Waneri is, I want to say, a generational talent, but with regards to Arsenal Academy product, he's going to be one of the best in a long time, or he's set to be up there with the best in the last 25 years. Do you not think then there needs to be a clear route to progress him into that first team, whether that's him going out on loan to a strong team like a Dortmund or so on, but there needs to be a clear plan on how he's going to get there, because you can't just have him in and amongst the players, because he's already shown his quality. You don't want to keep preventing him from being able to show that on the pitch.
I think the fact that he's signing a new contract, like that pathway has been made clear to him, and and to him, he must feel it's a realistic pathway because he's opting to sign a new deal. So I don't know what that pathway is. Me personally, I think that his future is probably more centrally. I can't see him being a right winger. Maybe he will be. I don't know, but I feel like his because he's played throughout his whole like youth career more centrally, so I can only assume that that's the path. But hey, man, we'll see what happens, man. I'm just happy that we found a way to like keep him at the club, because it would have annoyed me to no end if we ended up losing Ethan Waneri, because I do think that he's probably given the space and the actual opportunity to develop, I think he'll develop into like one of the best players that Arsenal have ever produced from their academy. But for him to reach that level,
who is the best player
game time?
Academy? I actually don't know.
Probably Ashley Cole.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Fairs. Ashley Cole's
probably Ashley Cole is probably up there. Like, in terms of like talent, like actual like technical talent, like you'd probably say Wilshere is a good shout, because Wilshere, like if he didn't get all those injuries, he would have.
Yeah, he didn't prove it, innit? So it's one of those ones. But first, someone said Tony Adams as well in the chat.
Yeah,
That's fair one as well. Tony Adams, big one. That's going way back. I think we're more think. I think the attacking talent is the one that stands out more than anything. Centre backs you probably name quite a few, but attackers it's hard. It's always hard to have some proper talent come through your academy. So I think Waneri could. He's obviously signing a contract, like you said, because Arsenal have put forward a project that he believes in, and he sees himself actually playing at Arsenal in the future. So clearly he believes what's been put ahead to him. But I think he definitely needs a loan. If he's not going to be playing significant minutes this year, I think a good loan to a team that's potentially playing Europa League football or something like that, get him out there, and you're probably going to see the best side of Waneri over the next 6 to 18 months. But he's a top player, and over that next period, we're going to be able to evaluate where he is going to be as an Arsenal player, and if he will be able to have a significant contribution. But moving it on, coming over to the white side, the right side of North London, the winning side ultimately, because our side has trophies to our name, yours don't. So whilst you may be winning the transfer window, we actually win trophies. Yeah, tangible ones that you can lift. So speaking about the player you said there, Kudus. Mohamed Kudus, you asked me a question, will he start of Brennan Johnson? And that is a 100% yes. Mohamed Kudus will start ahead of Johnson coming into the team. I think he's been sold to come to Spurs as being the main man at Tottenham. I can only imagine him being the player that we build around, just with his, like I said, the raw natural ability and talent that he has is definitely higher than anyone we've got in our team. Maybe barring, you could say, Maddison, because his technical level, natural ability is very high, but he's not proving that at this moment in time. So Kudus is going to slide right into our team. And one of the biggest things I like about Kudus is he's really fully coys at the moment. For those in the comments who haven't seen yet, Mr. Udang's put this in a few times, but the doctor asked him, just going to listen to your heart. Mohamed Kudus said, you'll find Spurs there. It may be corny, but we love it because we got players that really want to play for our club. Yeah, he left the Claret and Blues, the bubble popping West Spammers to come over to the white side of the Lily Whites and really do his thing. But Hooks, obviously you've been a big fan of Kudus. Like we stated a few months ago, you went as far to say that his natural ability is even higher than that of Saka's. What do you think of Spurs and this Kudus signing? And where do you think it's going to take us ultimately?
I think it's a very good signing, personally. Like
Mr. Slotball, man.
I would be a bit like concerned that no one else really went in for him. But that's always a concern that I have whenever like someone signs a player like especially of that quality. Like, why did
when
no one?
Nobody else went in for him. You mean nobody else bidded? Because there was a lot of teams that actually went in for him, but they was kicked back because he's prioritized Tottenham and he only wanted Tottenham.
No, that's
Atletico Madrid supposedly came in for him. Bayern Munich supposedly came in for him and got rejected. Chelsea inquired about him, but just never proceeded with the deal. Arsenal and Liverpool, the only teams that didn't actually go in for him, I know.
I doubt like all of that stuff. Like
he was obviously wanted by Saudi heavily as well. Saudi wanted him quite heavily.
Yeah, but Saudi don't like. Come on, man, it's Saudi.
Bayern definitely wanted him though. Bayern have been rejected. Like that was reported. Bayern and Atletico Madrid both were rejected.
I personally think, that if Liverpool or Arsenal went in for Kudus, then he wouldn't have been going Tottenham. And that's why I don't think that saying that he said about, Spurs in my heart. I like the Spurs in my heart thing, like corny. He don't mean it. It's a joke man thing. And not like, it's a bit, you know what? But the funny thing is though, I wish I knew more West Ham fans because it's a very good trolling point. Like, it is a very, very, very good trolling point. Like to say, your best player, well, arguably your best player, left you to go to the like. Even when like there was talks of like West Ham, like kind of wanted Chelsea to make a bid because they would.
They wanted. That's the thing. When you say other teams went in for him, no, they wanted other teams to bid for him. They tried, but whenever it comes to other teams talking to him and his agents, he made it very clear that he only wanted Tottenham to those teams. So no teams actually came in with an official bid because it would be pointless. He didn't want to go to them, and like you said, they tried to bring other teams in to make a bid more, and it just never happened.
Yeah, I think it's a very good signing for Spurs. I liked the announcement video as well. The announcement video was cold.
The tune and all that. I know that it was rhythm, bro. I was like,
it was cold.
yo, I was gonna have to start like, oh,
it was cold.
to hear that at Tottenham at the stadium and that.
Yeah, it was cold. All of the stars as well. Like the way they did it, I think it was cold in it because obviously he's a black star in it. But it's like I personally think that Kudus had a bad season last season because. And I think I said it at some point throughout the season as well, is that he came to the realization that like, I'm Kudus. Why am I fighting at like 15th, 16th? Why am I here? Like, why am I battling relegation? Do you get me? Like, you know when a player just knows that he's better than this, and I just feel like the motivation went out, and he just didn't care, and he was kind of down in tools, and maybe that kind of played part in like why he chose Spurs to kind of like send like that final kind of like shot at
I know this far too often because I can tell you my local pub is literally a West Ham pub, bro. So I know these men are seething. Like the West Ham fans hate him and hate the fact that he's coming Spurs. Like they are fuming right now. The man are talking about I don't know if you see Hooks. The man are talking about protesting about this, bro. They said they're gonna protest about this still potentially, bro.
He's definitely getting booed when he goes back to the West Ham stadium. But for me, like, it's not enough. Do you get it? Like, Kudus in isolation is a good deal. Now, I'm making the assumption that you man won the Europa League. Cool. Now you want to kick on. You know, you want to kick on. You want to go do more. You want to try and build up some kind of... Because obviously, you've won trophies before, but then, you know, you won a trophy and then didn't win one for 17 years. Like, I don't think that you, man, want to go back to that. Like, so Kudus alone doesn't do that. Yeah, that's funny. Burning
yeah, they got mad. They got mad.
So you need more. You need a lot more. I'm gonna be a bit controversial. I think you need to sign a striker.
Yeah, I would agree. I think we've looked at Johan Wissa and a few other players because I don't think we need someone to come in and be backup for Solanke. We need someone who's going to compete with Solanke, potentially be better than Solanke, to be honest. I'd agree. I think you need I think you really, really need like it depends how Frank is gonna set up, but you need like a 6. You know what I mean? Like someone who will sit furthest back in the midfield. Like you need, in my opinion, you need that. I don't think Bissouma's good. But maybe Bissouma has like some sort of like, I don't know. Bissouma's getting sold. He's like the first name on the transfer list at the moment.
Oh, really? Okay,
yeah,
cool.
He's going to be on his way out. Spurs have been linked with a few 6s, Adam Wharton being the main one that Spurs...
If you get Wharton...
Serious business. If Spurs are actually really ambitious, we can go do that. I'll be honest, he's the most unrealistic option for me. As much as Spurs can want him, I just don't see Spurs forking out 80 million on top of the money we've already potentially spent this window once this Morgan Gibbs-White deal goes through. If it does go through, other players we have been linked with in the CDM position, though, Douglas Luiz, João Paulinho as well. They're probably the 3 main players Spurs have been linked with in that position. So it remains to be seen whether we're actually going to make moves for a number 6, because obviously, like you said, we've just signed or waiting for the confirmation of this number 8 in Morgan Gibbs-White, because
now we don't
know what's currently happened. Is the deal off? Is the deal delayed? It looks like it's delayed currently. Forest have accused Spurs of cheating.
You're a fraud, though.
Deal. Huh?
You're a fraud, though.
Why?
you're not allowed to be excited about the Morgan Gibbs-White deal because every time
I'm not a big fan of him.
Last season, when I told you he's a baller, you used to slew me and say, "Oh no, you're not even that good." You know, man.
No, facts. And I went on the 12th man show when it actually was officially released. I said, I don't think that he's a great player. I think he's a good player, but that's it. I don't think he necessarily lifts the ceiling of our team massively. I don't. I think he raises the floor of our team though. So when you talked about a player like Basuma, who plays in the 8 for us the majority of the time, when I'm comparing Basuma and Morgan Gibbs-White, there's levels. Morgan Gibbs-White's definitely a lot better than Basuma. So when I'm looking at the current crop of players we have, Morgan Gibbs-White's better than a lot of the players we have in central midfield currently, or is in and around the same level and is a type of profile we don't have. So when I'm looking at the deal like that, just like if I told you about Madueke 6 months ago going to Arsenal, you would have been, bro, he's shit. But when you've got to look at the deal for what it is, how he's going to come into your team, you evaluate your squad, the deal itself. I don't think it's a bad deal for Tottenham. I can see where Thomas Frank wants to use him in the 8, potentially in the 10. He could be used in multiple positions there. He's a good ball carrier. I think he's what we want Bergvall to become. But Bergvall's going to go levels upon him soon. But we need someone who's going to bring that quality right now. So Morgan Gibbs-White would do that. For £60 million, I do think we've overpaid slightly. Not going to lie, I think if it was a £45 million move, I'd be more happy. But this season, I've told myself I'm going to disassociate with fees. I don't really care about the fees my club personally pay for players because ultimately, I just want to get players deals over the line. It's far too often Spurs are haggling over £7-8 million to go lose out on a player who in 2 to 3 years becomes a top player. I remember when we was in for Kvaratskhelia before he even moved to Napoli, and Spurs didn't want to pay £15 million for him. So, I say all that to say, Morgan Gibbs-White, this deal may happen, but it looks like it's delayed currently. I've just got some news here from something that was shared with me earlier to say this is from an ex-Nottingham Forest employee. That's what they say, like the West Ham one. Yeah. But this is how the deal is apparently supposed to play out. New week and Forest priorities to organise the departure of Morgan Gibbs-White. Few ways that this could pan out. Spurs paid the £60 million in full. So obviously we know it's a release clause. They could demand Spurs to pay all up front. Spurs and Forest to agree a higher fee structured in a friendlier way. So potentially Spurs pay 65, 66 million, but structure the fee across a number amount of years. Or the third and most least likely way is that Forest, similar to what we spoke about with what happened to Elise, is Forest and Morgan Gibbs-White agree a new deal with a higher release clause and with more favorable terms for him, so he gets higher wages currently. This option would salvage the PR of both parties, but is a risk for the player. I don't know what FYIW means, but he won't go on strike, not in his nature at all, despite what socials would have told you. So that's regarding him being back at training today. He definitely was never going to go on strike, but it looks like that deal will probably get wrapped up. What do you think about Morgan Gibbs-White to Tottenham? Because like I said, you're a big fan of both of these players in Kudus and Morgan Gibbs-White. So what do you think of him being a part of the Tottenham team?
That one there is annoying, man, because I wanted him at Arsenal, man. For me, there's a stronger case for Morgan Gibbs-White to go to Arsenal than Kudus, because obviously, no matter what I think about Kudus is never taken the right wing position away from Saka, and I feel like that's where Kudus, maybe you could argue the 10, but I don't know. But yeah, Morgan Gibbs-White, he's a player that I've always wanted at Arsenal. I wanted him at Arsenal from when he was at Wolves. So it's a shame to see him, throw away his career by joining Tottenham. But I think it's a very good deal for Tottenham. Again, very good deal for Tottenham. You're adding a lot of energy into your team. You're adding a lot of runners into your team. These two signings kind of can the picture is kind of being painted now. I can understand what Frank is trying to do, and you're probably going to be transition demons next season. So yeah, man, it's unfortunate, and I think Forest, they're gone a bit mad. I don't know why they're losing their minds the way that they are. I'm mad confused. This whole keeping the release clause secret. I don't understand it, because it's like, what was you hoping? Like, was you hoping that, like, I don't know, for example, Tottenham would bid 80 million, I don't know, or 100 million, and then not find out that there's a release clause, and then be like, oh shit, we don't actually need to pay 100 million. We only need to pay 60. Like, I don't understand why. Like, do you know what I mean?
It's really weird, isn't it? Yeah, because the way it's been explained to me is that the release clause figure isn't exactly 60 million. It's like, let's just imagine it's 60 million, 500,000, 49 plus 50p or something like that.
Okay.
Spurs have known to bid. Spurs bid basically, if not the exact amount, just over the exact amount for that to be required to trigger that release clause. And it's like the deal's going to happen. So that's where they're questioning, oh, well, how have Spurs known to trigger this exact amount to get the deal done? And that's probably where they're pushing and they're fighting. Now, we all know what it's like with agents and so on. They could have just met up in a hotel, been having a meeting for 3 hours, and he said it to them verbally. Like, you can't necessarily prove that the agent said it verbally unless someone's going to come out and snitch. Which I don't think the agent's going to snitch on himself, or Tottenham's not going to snitch on the agent. Now, the confusion for me is, if you put a release clause in the deal, quite clearly you're willing to sell the player for that price. So why are you now upset that they've reached that price? That's where the confusion is for me, because we're willing to pay the 60 million that you want. Why not? The player wants to move. It's like everybody should be happy. All parties should be happy, but it's not. Nottingham Forest aren't happy because they quoted Man City 80 million early on in the Euro. 80 million early on in the window. It's like, oh, now Spurs must be paying similar to fee to that or whatever. So they probably hoped that we'd bid 70 mil, and so they could fleece us for an extra 10. It's just like, it's all a ploy to get a couple extra mil out of the deal when it's...
Wait, so why haven't... So this is the only thing that I don't understand now then. So all of this, like, this kind of mazzoline that's going on now, Man City know. Like, oh, swear down. Like, Nottingham Forest tried to fleece us, but we can actually grab him for 60 M's. Like, why haven't? Because the last time I heard that they'd agreed personal terms with Morgan Gibbs-White.
Gibbs-White, yeah.
So I'm confused. Why haven't they?
I think for them, they've moved on, innit? They've signed Reinders and Cherky, 2 players that will play in positions that he's going to be picked up in, because they were looking at him prior to Reinders, remember? So then they've probably been quoted the fee that they were, and they moved on to Reinders, who they're paying half of the price of what they've been quoted for Morgan Gibbs-White. It's probably in and around... I'd probably say Reinders is better than Morgan Gibbs-White, personally, but again, it's a matter of preference. He's probably not Premier League proven, so for some people, you'd say Gibbs-White's better, but you're getting a player at a similar level regardless for half the price. So I don't think Man City are even looking at getting a number 8/10 into their team anymore anyway. So when I'm looking at this, I'm like, yeah, Nottingham Forest are just upset. I think Nottingham Forest are just fuming that they've lost 2 of their best players in Alanga and Gibbs-White for 105 million or 115 million, sorry, and in the space of a week.
That's good money, though.
That's what I was going to say. If you ask me, 115 million to replace 2 players, you could probably get better players than them for that price. You go sign a right winger better than Alanga. It's not going to be hard. Now, I've heard that they're potentially looking at some players that just aren't at the required level. Now, I don't know if you did see that the worst thing. That's how you know Nottingham Forest are crooks, because at the same time that they're complaining about us paying 60 million, they went and bid for Vissa. And do you know what they bid? 20 mil. 20. This was less than what they bid in January. They bid more money in January for him. They bid less at the end of the season, knowing that Thomas Frank's gone. They thought that they could take advantage of the situation.
Yeah,
so they're trying to now go get Vissa for 20 mil.
Brentford are going to fall off a mad cliff. I can't lie. It's peak for them. But
yeah,
I just think, do you know what? Yeah, this whole, like, I don't know, the whole Gibbs-White thing, it seems very messy, man. Like, because I don't know, it's not making sense to me. Like, because I'm now having to think maybe I understood release clauses wrong, because my only understanding of release clauses comes from playing Football Manager, innit? And I know as soon as you hit the release clause, the club it gets accepted immediately, and then you negotiate with the player. So, like, in my mind, I don't understand, because it's very similar to the. Do you remember the Luis Suarez thing with Arsenal?
Oh
Where
yeah,
it was,
yeah, the 40
where it
million
was like,
£1.
yeah, where it's like he has a release clause. Cool, trigger that. And again, apparently it was like not too many people like knew about this release clause.
Yeah.
We did the thing that like I hear it would piss me off if someone bid like £1 over the release clause for my player, but we still bust the release clause. So obviously release clauses don't matter because you can bust the release clause and
I think it's when there's an NDA in it. Clearly, there's an NDA that's been inserted in that the agents were happy to insert the NDA. And I think the question more is surrounding the agents and what Morgan Gibbs-White team was doing. And if they were letting people know that, look, if you bid 60 million and 300,000, there's something there. You'll be surprised that the deal's going to get done. There's no questions. Just know that if you bid this amount, the deal's done. Like that, it is obviously a bit dodgy on that sense, but at the same time, again, don't put a release clause in the deal if you're not willing to sell the player. I think with the one thing I do think though is I think release clauses are different in this country as opposed to, let's say, La Liga, because I know when, like, for example, when Arsenal bought Partey and they paid his release clause, it wasn't a case of negotiating with Atletico. They go to the La Liga, like, let's just say they go to the FA, you say, I've triggered the release clause, and then you just agree the deal with the player. The release clause isn't even, the club have no control at that point. Whereas in the Premier League, clearly the club have some type of control over this and as to why they're pulling back on this deal. So there's definitely some questions regarding that. And so look, yeah, MGW is managed by CAA base. And we have a great relationship with them. I think they also manage Eze as well, to be fair, because that's why many people thought we were going to get the Eze deal done. But also that's what I heard as well. The release clause is only valid from the 1st till the 15th of July as to why the deal got done so quick. And yeah, that's why they're not happy as well.
Okay.
The clause would run out if the deal
okay. So now, I kind of understand a bit why Nottingham Forest are pissed because, like, you must have known now, because really and truly, your club is not gonna go here, boom, here's 60 million. Like, your club's not gonna do that. Like, your club's gonna go to Forest and your club's gonna be like, okay, how much to get the deal done? And then they probably would have told you 80 million. And then you would have been like, okay, not too sure about 80 million. And then obviously you guys would have been talking. And then by the time you actually made the bid of whatever that bid may have been, yeah, because you may have gone and bidded 60 million, but whatever that bid may have been, it would have been after the cutoff, or because of the back and forth and the negotiations, and they would have tried to delay it. But okay, I see. Okay, I don't know if they'll have a leg to stand on, because, like, it's a very, very difficult thing to prove. Like, it's pretty much he said, she said in front of a judge. It's pretty much he said, she said, isn't it? No one can really prove it unless there's video evidence or audio evidence or someone snitches. But I kind of understand a bit why they're fuming, because it's like it's seeming a bit like a coinky dink that you man did the right amount during the right time frame. You know what I mean? But yeah, but nonetheless, like, don't put things like this in players' contracts if you don't want to run the risk of them being exposed. You know what I mean?
Nah, that's the thing, for real. Just don't put it in there. If they think if they're gonna get exposed. But more than anything, I'm just glad my club are willing to pay the money and make some moves, because far too often, like you said, it was probably gonna take 2 weeks to get this deal done. Now it probably is gonna still take the same amount of time, and if we negotiated the fee, because I can imagine this dragging on for another week. I can't see Spurs getting this deal done before Friday, but I hope we do. If they take it, I don't really know how long this appeal process is open for, and so on, because I would guess that it's not going to be too long, because you don't want an unhappy player sitting in that training saying that he wants to move to Tottenham because he's made that very clear, and then he's not making that move. That would be a bit strange. But then how Nottingham Forest are all going to work this out, I don't really know. It's just a case of, look, just agree the D, agree the fee with Spurs that you want them to pay extra, whether it's fucking 3 million, just pay that, get that done. And yeah, but Hooks, before we wrap up, big up to everyone that's inside. Make sure you smash the like button. We have hit the like goal of 75 that we usually have for a stream. But can we get to 100? We're like 237 people in the building, 79 likes right now. Can we get the likes up to 100 before we end? Hooks, do you have anything, any lives coming up? Because obviously, the people that don't know, you're still in America right now, so you'll be back to normal schedule in a few weeks. But at the moment, is there any live that the people need to look out for?
I might be going live at, I don't know the time. What's the time there? No?
What's the time for you? And just say, I'll add 6 hours, bruv.
It's 9 a.m. So I may go live either 11 or 12. One of the two. Potentially.
So around 5 p.m. Around 5 p.m., 6 p.m., people, early evening.
I might go live. I'm dropping a video. It's uploading now. About the Mosquera. Here we go. So that deal. Obviously, yesterday I dropped the Viktor Gyökeres video. I dropped a little clip on TikTok as well from that video, and it's doing decent numbers. You know, I can't lie. It's doing decent numbers on the TikTok. Yeah, so it's on like I think like it's on like 17, 18K views. Like it's going a bit mad. The people are, yeah, come on. You know, the one there. I'm saying I can't stand the man. TikTok is and Insta, they're too like volatile, man. Like you never know what's gonna happen when you drop a video, man. I don't like that kind of unpredictability, but yeah, man. I say
the same over here though, even with YouTube, bro. Like I dropped a video regarding the Gibbs-White stuff yesterday about the deal going like being back on potentially. And that deal not doing mad numbers like your team. We're doing some numbers for my channel. And I'm like, yo, yeah. I put the same amount of effort into all my videos, but I never know which video is going to go and which one isn't. I'm literally just chat to the screen for 7 minutes, and one of them will get 2-3K, and the other one gets fucking 20-30 views, bro. Like, there's no in between. It's mad. Yeah. It's really mad.
It is crazy, man. But yeah, man, like just people like and subscribe to Durag Diaries, man. You get me? Everyone needs to hit their targets and goals this year, man. It's going to be a big season. This season is going to be a mad season. I can't lie, a very, very mad season. Like the amount of investment Premier League teams are doing, like it's going to be mad competitive. So, boy, we're looking for that. But that bumpy, you man better do better than 17th, you know.
Bro, we're gonna be up there, man. You're not, you know, with Kudus and these, man, it's gonna be a little bit different. Like we're gonna be moving in the right ways. So I don't see us even being anywhere near that. Top 8, definitely. Top 4, we'll see. But yeah, man, look, one thing I didn't say is congratulations, Chelsea, for their Club World Cup win. You know, they done their thing. Really quickly, Hooks, what was it like out there? Because obviously you're in America right now. Was it like mad when Chelsea won, or was there just still dead silence? It's football, isn't it? Nobody cares. Or was it actually like
over here? Not so much, innit? Like, do you get me? Over here, not so much, but like, yeah, over here, not so like the Chelsea. I would say the majority of like football fans that I've seen, or at least where I am, they've all been Liverpool.
I was gonna say that Liverpool have a massive fan base in America. Yeah, Liverpool, I know Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham have a small fan base, but it's not massive over there like that. I know Liverpool and Chelsea run the Premier League things out there. Obviously, Man United are huge as well, but I've heard Real Madrid are huge out there. Now I don't know. Have you seen people Real Madrid tops anywhere? No, nothing.
No. I'll be real. Not like where I am is like they're big on college stuff. The college
NFLs and like
college basketball. Yeah, it's crazy over here, man. Like this
they
is
like will have like full support, like team support, like people actually support the college teams, isn't it? Like more than the main.
Do you know what's mad? Some of the college NFL, the college American football teams, they have bigger grounds than our Premier League teams, you know.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I've seen. Them live all got like 20,000 people in the stadium. Like Bournemouth can only get an 8,000.
20,000, bro. Some of them hold more than the Emirates, bro.
Oh, is it like the college teams?
Bro, some of these college teams.
You know what it is though.
Mad,
when you look at
bro.
it like geographically, their states, some of their states are bigger than the whole of UK. So it sort of it sort of makes sense that like the state of college, like let's say Georgia State University, is gonna have the same amount of support as like the whole of fucking Arsenal in England. It makes sense. Like they've got the whole state going to their games. It sort of makes it's a bit mad, isn't it? It's a bit mad.
That is crazy.
But it makes sense why they got so much money in those sports. But look, people, I'm gonna send you over now to D, and Hooks is gonna jump over there as well. He's gonna be talking a bit more about this Arsenal deal, what's happening with Gyokeres, Mosquera, Ethan Waneri, all of this stuff. Make sure you hit them with the DRD raid in the chat. So stay right here to stay in tune with some more Hooks, some more D. And until next time, we'll be back tomorrow morning, or I say tomorrow afternoon, with Saga, 1 p.m. Let's talk transfers. So wait until then for our next Spurs transfer video. But yeah, man, make sure you subscribe to Hooks. Make sure you subscribe to me. And until next time, we'll be out.